Hi everyone, I'm Sophie, the autistic artist, and today I want to talk about why people have problems with the word Asperger, Aspergers, which it is called in the English way of saying it, I believe. What's the problem with this word in general? So why is it called Asperger syndrome? That's because there was a person called Hans Asperger. Hans, I don't know how you spell or how you say Hans in English, I'm sorry. But this person is kind of the person who described Asperger syndrome. Autism in general, he was not the first one who described autism in general, but that these things like autism and Asperger's are the same thing. That's something they didn't know at this time. What is the problem with him, Hans Asperger? He was part of a commission with 6 other people that decided about the fate of 200 disabled kids. They categorized them after how they could learn, how much they could learn, how good they could learn, how good they would fit into society. And that was deciding about their fate. 35 of these kids were labeled hopeless. Those kids were then transported to Spiegelgrund, where they were killed. So that's what I mean by fate. That was in the Nazi regime, so Asperger's was in Germany, and he was part of the commission. He described the syndrome. He said, these kids have those syndrome, those kids are hopeless, and yeah, that's where the term high functioning and low functioning also comes in place, and that's why people don't like to use these terms either. But that's not everything I have to talk about. What is important to note though is that it was not the only reason that they were killed, basically. They needed other reasons, but Asperger's was definitely part of the reason that they were killed, and Asperger's was part of the reasoning why those kids were killed. After nationalism, after 1940 and after the war and everything ended, although Hans Asperger said he was not part of National Socialism, there were things that later was found out, that Asperger thought the same way about races and the sterilization rule and everything. So although he said he isn't, there are things pointing out that he was favorable of National Socialism, and there are many people criticizing and challenging what he said about not being a National Socialist. And there are things like race things who are definitely very wrong and scientifically wrong and hurtful and have been hurtful, or sterilization, things like that are definitely questionable. And there are many things pointing out that Hans Asperger himself was sending kids to Spiegelgrund and other facilities that were known to euthanize the kids. But Hans Asperger was not directly at Spiegelgrund. So he didn't directly euthanize, but he was the reason why, basically. And that's the ethical reason why. There are also many doctors challenging if there's even the Asperger syndrome, or if it's just in the autistic spectrum. And he pointed out the part of the spectrum that isn't linear, even though I showed it linear, And that's why in the new DSM-5 it isn't Asperger syndrome anymore, it's the autistic spectrum disorder. And I myself And I call myself autistic and not having Asperger's syndrome or being an Asperger because of the ethical reasons and the scientific reasons both. If you yourself are autistic and you either knew things like that before or you found them out now today in this video, I would love to hear your opinion, your side on this topic, and how you call yourself and how you think about it and everything. And if you are just watching and you're not autistic but you're interested, thank you for watching. And you can also tell me if you knew that or not. Like, talk to me in the comments. I'm always happy reading comments and everything. So yeah, that was it for today's video, and we will see each other in 2 weeks on Friday if you want so. Bye!